Hello everybody, Luke back once again. This time to break down everything we know about the just announced by Ubisoft Tom Clancy XDefiant. This is a free-to-play first-person shooter game set in the world of Tom Clancy, and we're going to be breaking down everything we know. Now, the game was just announced. We grabbed all the early information, brought it together in one place, and we're going to break it down here along with some early impressions. If you want to help us grow this brand new gaming channel, we would really appreciate it. We do all the research for you, so you can just watch these quick, easy to understand videos without having to do a ton of reading like we did. So hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. Hopefully we can help you learn something new. All right, let's dive into Tom Clancy XDefiant. Now, this is a new game. It's set in the world of Tom Clancy, but it's not necessarily based on any previous game. You're not also not being set on any particular Tom Clancy book or movie you may have seen. So keep that in mind. This is original, but inspired by Tom Clancy. Now, that means they can do pretty much anything they want with it. So keep that in mind. Now, Ubisoft has announced that this will focus primarily on being a first-person shooter game as opposed to, and a third person from what we've seen in a few spots. But being a shooter is going to be its core gameplay here. So keep that in mind. This definitely seems like it doesn't have any story. This is all about multiplayer with it. You go in, you have fun. Now, that doesn't mean they'll try to work in some story into the multiplayer, because there are multiple factions we'll talk about here in a moment. But the developers say that fair play and transparency will be their main focus. They want you to very easily understand how the game works, how all the stats and more progress and allow you to play, and ensure that the game is fair play. Now, one of the big things first-person shooters are often accused of is, hey, this is an unfair game because if I pay a little bit of money, I can get unfair advantage. We'll see how that they do this for people who just want to pay and don't want to pay for the ability to win. We'll see how that plays out. Now, the game will have many different classes that are very customizable to fit your gaming style. In this game, they're calling them factions. Wolf is a tank type person, a very heavily armed playing class, but they're slower moving and have some downsides to that. So you can be very powerful, but if you're slower moving, it's easier for weaker players, maybe flank you, for example. Cleaners are the assault class, fast moving, or at least faster moving than the wolf class faction, but doesn't have quite as powerful weapons as the wolf class. So you're balancing out a little bit loss of firepower for a lot more speed. Now, the support class, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. Echelon? E-C-H-E-L-O-N. Am I mispronouncing that? Leave me a comment and let me know. I'd love to hear from you. But this is a class that allows you to support your allies. Of course, you can still fire, not quite as heavily armed when it comes to your rifles and more, but does bring a whole bunch of gadgets and more into it to allow you to play differently. Outcasts are healers. Much like Max and mini games, the weapons are a little bit more limited, but you can get a lot of points and more by healing your teammates. Now, you'll be able to personalize each class, have a lot of different options within them, and switch classes mid-game. Have too many healers on one game? Swap out. You think you need a tank? Swap into the wolf class, for example. But class swaps are limited to respawn, so you have to wait until you die first. Pretty standard stuff. Now, the game definitely looks like a cross between a Call of Duty and a Fortnite maybe mix up here, with the ability to play in a little bit more less realistic style than Call of Duty does, though I know Call of Duty has done many games which are less than, let's say, realistic, but it's kind of the feel I got to this. So this definitely is looked to be a fast-paced, fun first-person shooter. Now, they have not started the open beta, but they have announced that you will soon be able to get in on the open beta. The full release of the game is currently pegged for 2022 as best I can tell, but later this year in 2021, early beta access will open up and you can play it and supply feedback to the developers. You can go over to their website to find that and to sign up with it. Just look for Tom Clancy's XDefiant. Now, that opens up a lot of questions. Will this really connect? There's a lot of big first-person and third-person shooter games coming out this year. There are a lot of very profitable free-to-play games. Now, free-to-play games are actually very profitable for manufacturers. People buy up skins and more, often spending more than they would on a traditional Call of Duty or Battlefield game, for example. How will this all work out? We'll wait and see. Definitely looks interesting, and they've definitely worked very hard to get this out. Are you interested in getting it? Leave me a comment. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Now, this is a quick first look at everything we know. We'll be posting more videos on this in the future as more details are released. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. It really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. We'll be back with more videos real soon just like this. Thank you for your support. We really appreciate it.